What became of the most intelligent student in your class? Friends during school. She wasn't bullied or anything. But every time someone asked her if she wanted to hang out, she asked if her mom could come as well. She had a very weird relationship with her mom that I think is studying something in Vienna. Why friend groups started a business after the first year of college and are living a very happy, stress-free life now. That's what happens when you focus on yourself instead of what others are grading you. I went to grade school with a kid. His initials were SM. His mum was a teacher, so SM was super smart. He was always sat aside doing advanced work or extra credit. At recess, he would constantly run laps for the mileage club instead of playing with other kids. SM gets a full scholarship to Cornell University for running track. Not sure he was studying, but he ended up dropping acid with his girlfriend, freaking out and running around campus half naked. He tackled at least one female and threatened to rape her and was arrested. No idea, TBH. I can't even remember who it was. Our valedictorian was some guy that nobody had ever met because he did half the day in college and was homeschooled half the year or something like that. I do know that the guy, who was like 4th or 5th in our class, got a full ride to Tisch at NYU but dropped out after a year because he wanted to study economics and finance instead of acting. He ended up getting a job in Brazil after that, and I have no clue what's happened to him since. Taught himself Mandarin. Moved to China for I don't even know what. Developed a heart condition and had to be flown back to the States for medical. I believe he's back in China now. Saw him at a party though in college with a blunt and a cigarette in the same hand and a beer in the other. This guy was your typical glasses-wearing antisocial nerd in high school. Always been a quality human being. I was shocked when I saw him at the party. She was on the dean's list every year in computer science. Aced every test and did better than everyone academically. She works as a secretary for a lawyer now. She genuinely hated programming, but her teachers pushed her into computer science because they wanted more women in tech. I still think she could have done better using the degree elsewhere, but she also had a really negative mindset and a self-defeating attitude. She was intelligent but way too bland and boring. Couldn't get into Johns Hopkins. A more interesting, yet less intelligent classmate got in. Went to a very low-level university to get a full ride. Went on to work at an engineering firm with very mediocre salary, $150,000. In my opinion, it's like a big failure for her intelligence. It's not always about intelligence. You gotta grind, hustle, and be interesting. Full ride to our state uni. First studied engineering stuff. Hated it and almost failed out of college. Decided he wanted to become an English lit professor. Went to grad school for that at the Univ of Chicago. But last I heard is a consultant out there for one of the big accounting firms. Got married and had a kid. Wasn't the smartest but threw away the chance at graduating with honors my senior year. I've tried the going to college thing and it's definitely backfired. I kind of just want to get some menial labor-intensive job and do that for shit pay the rest of my life. As long as I can support myself. Using the brain all day every day is exhausting. Is younger than the rest of us. Having skipped 2 grades, first chair violinist, IB, AP, wicked smart and an all-around nice guy despite having all these stressful extracurriculars and advanced classes. Full ride to anywhere kind of smarts. Now he's a sports writer and seems to be happier than ever. It could arguably be this one kid who graduated at the top of the class. I doubt anyone knows what happened to him because he was an arrogant a-hole who saw everyone else as inferior. I graduated 2nd of my class, and I'm currently eating my fingernails and picking my nose. She went to an Ivy on a full ride, dropped out halfway through and finished in some local school for her teaching license. Right now she's teaching at a charter school. I think something happened, but she hasn't volunteered the info, and I didn't push past the initial inquiry. One went to some Ivy League colleges, and is a lawyer in NYC. Another went to state college for engineering works at NASA. Another stopped caring about school when he got laid and has been working at a grocery store after getting married at 18 and divorced at 19. The dude in my class got a full ride to Harvard, did an internship his first summer at Intel, and was killed by a drunk driver a few weeks after arriving in California. Fucking couldn't believe it when it happened 25 years ago. Still can't really. Kai was school's greatest achiever in studies and was school's top athlete, breaking all the records. He went to Cambridge and everything, got a doctorate in physics, etc. Ended becoming a priest. Lives in a small village in the north. He got sent back to India after injuring me in college. He was great at woodworking, but only on visa allowed in Canada. I found it out after he harassed me and then injured me, and I injured him back. Yeah, fun times, sure. I don't know about my class, but I do know about my wife's. She was the salutatorian. She dropped out of college, married me, and had a ton of babies. We are still married over 4 decades later. Made some homemade fireworks and blew up his locker by mistake, then went to MIT. The smartest kid in my class was Mark. He started some internet company. Face something. Whatever. It doesn't even exist anymore. And he didn't hook up with peak Jenny McIntyre like I did. She became a waitress in a pub in her university town. Had a free ride all the way basically, and graduated university as well. She used to live a stress-free life waiting tables. He went to Yale and joined the ROTC. After he graduated, he became an Army Ranger and served in Afghanistan. When he left the army, he joined the seminary and became a priest. So he ended up getting an internship with BMW in England. Last I heard, he's been doing quite well. He was always a cool, down-to-earth dude to Soho. I wish the best for him. He had a full-ride scholarship to MIT, but apparently took back his acceptance over the summer to open up an art gallery. Last I heard, it was moderately successful. He worked for corporations as an IT guy for a decade, and then left and started his own IT consulting company. I think he is doing well. I think he retired early. He dropped out of university because chemical engineering became too hard for him. So now, he wants to go into gaming, and it's causing problems with his parents. Joined the Navy apparently because I was listed as a reference for his security background check, but I hardly knew him. Last I saw, he'd become a hairstylist. He is currently director of med student education in psychiatry at a major US teaching hospital. Holds an ND PhD. Brilliant guy who is also a wonderful human. He graduated West Point, did a tour in Iraq, left as a major, now as a doctor. Both his sons graduated WP and now capped in army. Got super into religion upon a spiritual reawakening. Left all of their friends behind, and last I heard was struggling with alcoholism. He works for our state Supreme Court. As I understand his job, he does a mix of legal research for the judges and trains new clerks. Valedictorian is the salutatorian, become a family practice doctor. Nothing too crazy in my graduating class, it seems. Killed themselves by jumping in front of a truck after getting a failing grade from a professor that hated her, attending Stanford. General internal medicine, attending at a major research hospital, and also internal medicine residency director. Not surprising. Graduated top of my class. Got a job at Google. Walked off a cliff whilst hiking last summer. Damn tragic. Still don't get it. Died from a brain tumor right after he graduated high school. He was dang smart. Could play the piano upside down too. I'm an alcoholic and I live in Mexico as a real estate agent. Make the bad and good of that what you will. They ended up going to the universities ranked lower than mine. Note my high school wasn't that good. Studying PhD in Canada. Great achievement for a South Asian to grab a full scholarship in STEM. One's a lawyer in DC. One works for Google. One got a doctorate and now teaches at an HBCU. They worked at a McDonald's after high school. Now they're an executive for McDonald's. He works in a local hospital as a phlebotomist. He does medical stuff with blood. Went to Harvard. earned a PhD in philosophy, currently teaches at UC Berkeley. Valedictorian works for Tesla. Salutatorian is now a Buddhist monk in Tibet. Not sure. We never kept in touch or were even friends in the first place. Valedictorian is an accountant. Salutatorian is an anesthesiologist. High school class of 1962. Our valedictorian died in Vietnam 1964. The valedictorian is some kind of small-time film director, I think. The smartest person in the class is me. I'm doing well. No idea. They probably have a nice job and family now. She's a shit-hot corporate lawyer making the big bucks. I'm just fine. Thank you very much. What about you?